Hi, I'm Scott Feinberg from The Hollywood Reporter, and thank you for joining us for a Facebook Live. It's Emmy season, and we're here with the star of one of, I think, the most nominated show of the year, and for the last several years, Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun and painless, and I want to tell you, first of all, for people who are tuning in, and we know there are a lot of fans of Sophie who are, we just recorded a long and cool. Never trust them.
You can never trust
You sing anything on yours?
Okay, we're back.
There we go, we're back.
Oh!
All right, we're back. Thank
Hey.
God. And I assume that means that you are seeing us, and you should start submitting questions. I'm going to tee up a couple for Sophie, and then we are going to go to yours. But I guess first of all, what is your assessment of things at the end of the 6th season, and just how did you feel about it all?
I'm feeling slightly terrified about it all. It's pretty ambiguous. I think. I think because the books haven't come out. I mean, for the future of Thrones, we really don't know where it's going to go and what they can do with it. So I think they can go in a lot of directions.
And for you, it was, and for Sansa, I should say, it was a really crazy and maybe cathartic kind of storyline this season.
Yeah, it was so cathartic. Felt like finally the past 5 seasons have been leading up to this point. So yeah, she kind of reached her full potential, but now I'm thinking, now that she's reached her full potential, is this it for her? Like, are they going to kill her off? So season 7's a pretty terrifying one.
And when does production of that begin?
That begins next month, I think.
Have you been seeing scripts and stuff already?
No, I haven't seen anything.
All right,
they
so you're not gonna leak anything here.
No, exactly.
Right. All right, let's go to the audience to see if we have questions coming in.
Yeah, Karina would like to know, who do you think deserves the Iron Throne?
Karina, that's a good question. Last time I said this, I got booed at Comic-Con in front of like 8,000 people. I want Littlefinger on the Iron Throne. I think it would be really interesting. I think it wouldn't be an obvious choice, and I think it would be really sadistic and Game of Thrones-esque.
Very, very, very. We have another?
Yes, Jeff would like to know your favorite location to film GOT.
My favorite location, it's either Iceland or Dubrovnik. I can't think.
Not Croatia?
Dubrovnik's in
Oh,
Croatia.
excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a shame that this is live.
This is live. Yeah, I'm screwed. I missed that.
Take 2. Yeah, Dubrovnik or Dubrovnik or Iceland, just because it's so beautiful out there, and especially in Iceland, actually, the locations were kind of breathtaking. Dubrovnik I loved just because at the end of the day you could just go and jump in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we've been really lucky with the locations. Belfast is still fun though.
Question.
Whit would like to know, who is your inspiration?
For life, I guess you can't answer that. My inspiration, oh God, well I think my inspiration, for the character? There's so many questions I have for him. My inspiration in terms of life is my mum, because she's great and she's a very independent woman, and it's a really cliche thing to say, but she is. My inspiration for the character, I was given enough to work with that I didn't really have to draw from anything bar the books and the scripts, and George R.R. Martin does a wonderful job of creating this amazing character that's so layered and so complex, and then the script writers have done a wonderful job of adapting her onto screen. And inspiration for acting, I really like Jack Nicholson. He's really good.
That's a good answer. Maybe we can get a cameo on Game of Thrones. That
is such a good
If
idea.
anybody can get him to come back to acting, I think it would be her.
Well, I believe that he
Yes.
watches Thrones, so maybe we'll get him on there.
That's great. That would be awesome. All right, we have a question.
Yes, Rebecca would like to know, if you could switch characters with someone else on set, who would you choose?
Ooh. I would have done Joffrey or Ramsay. I think the evil ones are probably the most fun to play.
Right.
I just want to do as much killing as possible while it's safe and legal and on a set.
Do we have another?
Yes, what was your favorite thing about Sansa this past season 6?
My favorite thing about Sansa in season 6, I think it was just like the huge evolution that she had. even just in this season, she went from being terrified and running away to turning right back around with a full army and saving kind of a lot of people's asses, and her brothers included, and she really became a leader and got people to listen to her, and I thought that was awesome.
She's not going to be pushed around anymore. It seems
No,
like.
she is not.
All right, next.
Josh Owens, is there a fictional character that you'd really like to play?
That's a really good question. You know, I really want to play, and there was a production of Mary Shelley in the works, and I got really excited about that character, and unfortunately it just kind of fell apart, but I was supposed to play her, and I would love, she would be one of the people that I would love to play. And also, I mean, maybe it's just all the Suicide Squad hype, but I think the Joker would have been an amazing one to play. If they did a female Joker.
They reboot everything, so give it 3 years. And
yeah, but I think we're in better hands with Jared Leto. I'm not an Oscar nominee.
Yet. Okay, we want to remind you that we are live with Sophie Turner here at the Hollywood Reporter and taking your questions, so keep them coming. And our next one comes from...
Yes, Barry would like to know, are you doing more X-Men? You are phenomenal as Jean Grey.
Oh, thank you, Barry. That is the plan. The plan, I believe, is to do it set in the 90s, which would be a lot of fun. I don't know what the premise would be, but I'm assuming the X-Men are going to try and save the day from someone.
It's possible.
It's possible. Here are my predictions. Professor X is going to have some conflict with Magneto. That's one of the predictions. And they're going to save the day.
More or less likely that somebody dies on Game of Thrones. It's hard to call.
I feel like there are going to be multiple deaths this season on Game of Thrones.
All right.
I think everyone's going to eventually die.
At some point.
At some point.
Next question.
Hewlin would like to ask, what is your favorite episode of GOT?
My favorite episode was actually, and not because of my stuff, but because I thought Battle of the Bastards was amazing. And I was telling you how amazing I thought it was because of Miguel Sapochnik, who directed it. The shots and the story that each shot told, and how real it was, and how dirty and not glorified in any way. I thought it was a really brilliant episode of television. So that was my favorite.
Next question.
Yes, I can't remember the name, but someone had asked, what are you currently reading right now?
What am I currently reading? I'm actually reading, have you ever read any John Ronson books?
No. John
Ronson wrote The Psychopath Test, which was a really big hit in England, maybe not over here, but and he's released a few books. I've read The Psychopath Test, Adventures with Extremists, and So You've Been Publicly Shamed, and it's just all about his experiences with, he just goes on these wonderful life kind of adventures, and the most recent one, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, is brilliantly written, and it's actually about social media and how you can have one slip up and all of a sudden your life can be completely ruined by like one tweet.
It's happened.
And it's very relevant now, and it's happened. Like Justine Sacco and stuff like that.
The woman was going to South Africa and she got there.
Yeah. She got off the plane and all of a sudden there was a flood of tweets. So
her life was over.
It's a really interesting read, just because it is just so relevant nowadays.
Yeah.
So John Ronson, he's like the Louis Theroux of books.
And we should plug, you do use Twitter, but guardedly.
I do use Twitter, guardedly. Sophie T is my name on Twitter.
And what's your position about trolls? You feel, do they get blocked? Do they get ignored? How do you weed out the junk?
I just don't read it. But, sometimes there can be really aggressive trolls, and I think it's important to block these people and get them off the internet, because they are making it a dangerous place for young people and of all ages everywhere.
Absolutely.
So get rid of them.
Get them out. Next question.
If Cha asks, if you can resurrect any GOT dead character, who would it be?
There are so many. It's almost like asking my favorite character, because there's a whole cast of dead people on this show. I kind of think Oberyn, just because Pedro Pascal is a wonderful, wonderful man, and that character was so much fun, I think. But also Tywin, Charles Dance's Tywin. I loved having him. He was a real baddie, as is Joffrey and Ramsay now. I want Ramsay back.
Just to do it again.
I miss my husband.
Right. So, question that I'll throw in here is, between scenes, setups, whatever, how do you keep amused there on the set?
There's a lot of kind of truth or dare. Especially with Alfie and I, we used to play a lot of truth or dare. It was actually a really good laugh. And with Kit, I mean, Kit and I kind of just bully each other. And we actually, me, Kit, Carice, Gwen, Liam, when we were all doing our war scenes, the battle planning, those are probably the most boring scenes to do because you're just sat around a table moving pieces around a board. And so we invented a band called Medieval Friends, and it's pretty great.
Where can we find your work?
Hopefully nowhere.
Nowhere. It's not on iTunes yet.
It's not on iTunes.
Spotify.
No.
Okay, we have a question.
Yes, Catherine would like to ask, what do you like to watch in your free time?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's like the only thing I watch, and it's amazing. And I believe that I believe that there's going to be like a collaboration of some
crossover.
Sorts. Yes, I believe so. Charlie Day is coming into Westeros. I don't know.
Danny DeVito, like
yeah.
that.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We could find a part, I'm sure.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Absolutely. Next.
Cha would like to know, what is the difference between Sansa, your character, and the real Sophie Turner?
Oh God, I think I'm a lot happier in real life.
I'll vouch for that. Very upbeat.
I don't know. I think I'm just a lot happier. I think Sansa's a lot stronger than I am, and I really admire her for that. So I think she has a few better qualities than I do.
All right. Well,
it's all right. You don't have to say anything. It's fine.
All right. We are gonna let you go. You've given us a lot of your time. We really appreciate it, and
thank you.
we will be looking forward to the next season of Game of Thrones and everything else you do before and after. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Bye.